welcome to the New London 30-Minute Podcast. Today we are joined by Dominic Lopez and Gage Burton. We're going to talk about state experience. Dom, what was your favorite experience this year at state?
I'd say my favorite experience would be the hotel.
The hotel?
I mean, aside from the wrestling, the hotel's probably the funnest part, like the best part, I'd say.
What about you?
I would say the wrestling. It's just a good experience. That's what I would say. But other than that, I would say probably the hotel.
Hotel?
Because, we spent the entire time there, so.
What about the hotel?
Just like the downtime, like running around.
Just running around, messing around?
Chilling with the team. I mean, that's gotta be the best part.
Yeah. What was your guys' best experience?
I really didn't have a best experience. I was kind of done instantly, so.
I'd say the best experience is like after, like when it's all over, it's all said and done. It's like a big relief, and you get to eat and stuff, and you get to run around, and you don't have to like worry about competing anymore. So I'd say that's
not having to have like all that stress on your shoulders.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's definitely the
getting
best
all
part.
that off.
Yeah.
How do you think you guys did at state?
I feel like I could have wrestled better, but I didn't do too good.
It's I don't know. It's a sore subject. I mean, we don't talk about it.
What do you guys plans for? What do you guys plan for like next year's state?
My plan is just to possibly get a medal next year, but.
Yeah, I mean, the plan's the same thing it's always been. I mean, everybody that goes has the one common goal. So I think next year will be fun. I mean, they're kind of changing it up a little bit, but other than that, just same thing as normal,
Yeah. What did you guys do to prepare for state?
I don't know. It's just same practices, just more footwork, really.
I mean, really, preparation didn't change. If anything, it got a little lighter, because all our bodies were beat up and stuff. So I'd say it's basically the same, if not less.
Yeah. What do you guys think how it'll look like next year with no sectionals?
I don't know. I think it'll be a little bit different, obviously, but I don't know. It's just gonna have to be something we cross when we go there. I mean, making it's gonna be a little bit harder. You only have one shot instead of two. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it makes going to state not as special just because you're not because this year at the state tournament, I think it was top 16. So, I mean, sending the top 24, it's not as impressive. But, yeah, I think it'd be better just because, I mean, we get another day up there, another day competing at state and more matches up there, and I think it'll be fun. I think it's a good change.
Do you think it'll be any harder to go since there's going to be more people in the bracket?
I don't think so. I think I know over the past years a lot of people have got screwed. They've got stuck in a hard district. People that should have made it and the people that shouldn't have made it. So I think that kind of eliminates it all. And I think overall, it's a good change, and I wouldn't say it'd be easier at state because I mean if you're there, I mean you belong there. It's gonna be tough matches either way. But I'd say if anything, it'd make the state tournament longer. So that's always good.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a little bit harder, but because there's more people there that you have to beat out, even if they're if you're stuck in a hard district, it's more people you have to beat. But if you get stuck if you get put in a good district, then should be easy anyway.
I think either way, I mean it's a bigger bracket, and there's gonna be more wrestling, a lot of wrestling.
Yeah.
It's gonna be longer. And
next year is it 24-man brackets in each weight class? Do you think that'll go a lot longer?
Yeah, I think we'll be there. Instead of having one match a day, I think it'll be two, and everything will kind of just get changed. And I heard, if I'm not mistaken, I heard Cherry say they're gonna add another weight class in.
Really?
Yeah, another weight class. I don't know if it's in between.
Isn't it 96? I heard something about a super lightweight.
Yeah, either super light or it's gonna be in between 220 and heavy. But I mean, I don't know if it makes it tougher or not. It kind of all depends where everybody lays out.
Yeah, I think that'll be a little weird with the new weight class. I think that'll be better for some kids. Though.
I think it'll be different because I know from what I heard. Usually when you have a duel, there's 6 weights. So if both the teams split 3 and 3, then like kind of like us at East Buck, you know.
Yeah,
when
there's
we
no
split
deciding one.
Yeah, and you have to go to like bonus points and stuff. So
Bonus
I think
points.
adding another weight definitely helps with the dual aspect.
Yeah.
But
But
in the tournament aspect, I think it'll make it easier if anything, because with less weights, you know, people gotta. There's more competition or more high-end kids and like the weights.
There's more competition
Yeah, it's
in
not-
specific.
It's
Not everyone's
as
spread out.
Spread out, yeah. It's
yeah, I think it will be good for some people though.
yeah. I think some people will be happy about it. Some people won't.
Yeah, just because like I'm sure there will be some people who like still weigh maybe around like 90.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be good for them instead of having to weigh up like
Yeah, instead of having to
20,
wrestle
30
up.
pounds up above their actual weight.
Yeah, because I know in you know other states there's totally different weights, and they tried to pass something like a new weights in Iowa. I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago, but it didn't get passed. I think they had to vote on it, and it never
Yeah.
went through. Yeah.
Do you think that it'll be like any different the weight class? Well, like obviously you two will wrestle in them. You guys are far from both of them. Do you think anyone on our team will wrestle from with them?
It all depends where everyone comes in weighing at,
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
and
they-
depends what weight it is. So
I don't think we'll have any like 96 pounders if there are.
no way.
Yeah, it's hard saying. I mean, I don't know if they'll even make a 96, because what would you say numbers struggle with 106? or-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I think if I had to guess, they'd probably pit it in between 220 and heavy,
Yeah.
like I said,
250.
because yeah. So I mean somewhere in between
Yeah.
there, because I mean that's such a stretch from 220 to 285, and
Yeah.
you
That's like if you get over one.
Well, I mean getting stuck in between and either having to like put on weight or
Yeah.
you know lose weight. I mean it's definitely a struggle for someone in
Yeah.
between.
No, that would. No, instead of having to like wrestle, if you missed weight at 220, instead of having to wrestle at like 70 pounds,
Yeah, yeah. Or like
you
even
can up like just like 20.
yeah, even if like you wrestle 220 and you get beat out for the spot, I mean, you'd have to go like what 285
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
195, and
That's just a
it's
far stretch for both
yeah,
of them. That's
exactly.
30-pound cut and like
exactly, because I know from 106 to like 113, like every weight it goes up, there's more weight in between. So like from 220
Yeah.
to 285, it's a lot more than from 106 to 113. You know.
yeah,
So yeah, I think they definitely need to change that.
yeah. Do you think they'll like maybe make them like 165, making them like odder numbers, or do they keep them?
Yeah, definitely. I think I could see him switching it in the future. I know in the past it was like 135 and stuff, and etc.
Yeah. I think they'll keep it the same for the duels, because
Yeah.
the odds and evens to pick
Yeah,
out what
I-
weight.
I can't really see them changing it by next year, but definitely I know when you're an upperclassman, I mean I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see them changing it. So
yeah. What? Obviously, this is only for you because this is our first year. What was your favorite experience from like last year, maybe?
last year, I mean all the state experiences are different. They're unique in their own ways, and I mean they're like emotional roller coasters. And I know last year it was a lot different. I mean it was the same outcome and stuff, but I wouldn't say as bad because obviously I was expecting to win,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like that hurt over it, and I bounced back and got third. I mean it was no problem, but this year I was really expecting to win, and losing kind of I've already seen it, and it was upsetting. But I think every state experience, there's different people on the team, different people staying in
Yeah.
the hotel, different problems, different injuries, different. I mean, they're all different. I'd say my favorite experience would probably be freshman year, just because it was all so new to me still,
Yeah.
and it was just big. I mean, it was a big tournament, and there was a lot more to it than I really thought. Watching it, you just think, oh, they go and wrestle, but no, my freshman year when I made it, I was just blown away how much more there is to it. The dieting and eating Subway all week.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
That was
there's
not
there's
fun.
way more to it than just going out there and
Yeah.
wrestling. You
Yeah.
gotta take care of your body and stuff, and there's a lot that goes
Yeah.
to it.
What do you think was the biggest difference this year, like than past years?
I'd say the biggest difference would be, I'd say, the amount of people, I'd say the support. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously we got Sel going first, fourth, and that's huge. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, not any other schools can say. Not many schools can say that, and I mean, just the support. I know in the years prior we've had a lot of support, but this year definitely you can see the change. And
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you almost feed off of it. Like, you know, when you see
Yeah.
your crowd and your community, you know, it's got your back. You know, you just feed off of it, and you almost like wrestle better. You almost compete better. You know,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I've been here, but it seemed like we had quite a lot of people here for our
Yeah.
4 wrestlers.
Yeah, I know you guys probably could tell, but like even for the duels and stuff and at home and, you know, conference and, you know, everywhere you go, I was just impressed with the support.
Yeah. Even though we had very little wrestlers, it was still decent crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We had a pretty good year for how many wrestlers we had too.
Yeah, it's always fun wrestling with the crowd, you know, because you're almost pushed to like put on a show and like
Mhm.
impress
Yeah.
and
Impress the people
and
that-
it makes it a lot more interesting,
Yeah.
a lot more fun.
Or like when you're about to give in or something like that, and you just hear them go.
Like when you got a tough opponent, you know, when you're
Yeah.
almost the underdog.
It almost gives you a little extra boost or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I know you guys can relate that like let's say you got a really tough match and you're not expected to win, and then, you know, you're like really not one to wrestle, but then, you know, you see the crowd and you
Yeah.
look in the stands and see everybody, and then you kind
Yeah,
of
then you're ready.
it kind of like motivates you, I guess, in a way.
Kind of like
Picks you
pushes
back up.
Mm-hmm.
Pushes you to kind of do
Exactly.
better.
Exactly.
And it kind of like gives you like a little adrenaline rush, just like hearing everyone.
Yeah. I can't even explain it. I mean, you'd have to be there to know what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah. What was your like? What was the weirdest like feeling you had this year,
The weirdest feeling.
or like the most different like feeling that you had this year?
I'd say there was this one match in particular. You know, I was really expecting to win, and I wasn't feeling the best that day. You know, I was really feeling down and under the weather, and you know, I think the other guy had a lead, and it was late in the match, and you know, I just wasn't expecting to lose that match, and
Yeah.
felt sick, didn't know what to do, and
Mhm.
it was like an emotional roller coaster. I was getting down on myself, and then, you know, I came back and won. And
Yeah.
it was just insane. I can't say I've ever been in that position before, so, you know, that was just different for me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really say I had like a different feeling. I really didn't get like sick during the season or anything.
Yeah, it's definitely different when, you know, you got injuries and stuff and you don't feel good and
Yeah.
sick. And
I don't know. I feel like if I would have to pick a moment, it would probably be sectional finals when I was going against that Sigourney kid. I don't know. I was more than nervous or whatever, but it was a weird feeling going out there.
yeah, it's a cool feeling when you're not nervous and you're just kind of like excited and, you know, anxious to get out there. Like, you're not nervous, like win or
Yeah.
lose, whatever. You know, you trust, you know, your skills and stuff, and that's a cool feeling too.
Kind of just like trusting in your skills
Your
instead of like
abilities and stuff, yeah.
instead of like getting really anxious.
It's almost
that-
like you're confident, you know, like you're not nervous, you're just kind of like ready, you know.
Yeah. Like, cause there are some people who like you get too overly confident, and kind of just like just messes you over.
Yeah. Confidence is. If you're too confident, then I'll just
Never really
screw
ends
you
well.
over. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your favorite match that you wrestled at state?
At state.
Yeah, like your favorite match.
Like
you
at
wrestled.
state, I'd say con semis or first round, but I'm probably leaning towards con semis just because, you know, I already lost, and
Yeah.
kind of relieves the pressure, and I'm not out there like, you know, worried about winning or losing. I'm just kind of having fun, you know, letting it fly,
Yeah.
opening up, and
Kind of just doing what
yeah,
everybody does.
yeah, because I mean, like I said, it's just the relief of pressure, you know.
Yeah.
Just going out there and having fun.
I would say my favorite match was probably first round of state against Brisker. I mean, we haven't seen him all year, and then from someone from the other side of state being so good.
Yeah.
It was just a different look at things. So that's probably my favorite.
How did he do? I forgot.
First year, I think
He got fifth.
fifth. Yeah,
fifth, yeah.
he's pretty good. He's legit, and
Yeah. Do you think that you will like, or do you think that we'll have quite a few wrestlers next year for state?
I think so. I mean, I think numbers won't be a problem next year. I know we were losing a couple guys, and I don't think that'll be a problem because I know I have two guys in mind that might go out. Like I know Mikey might go out. He's been talking about it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we got two in there.
Yeah, solid.
We got quite a few upcoming 8th graders too.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Supposedly going out, but
Hopefully.
I got a few in mind, and yeah, I mean,
Even
I
if
think
they're-
I think it'll be good. I think we'll
Yeah.
have more weights filled. We'll have,
yeah.
I think we'll have a better dual team. I mean, even tournament team. I think we'll be up there. So I mean, next year, I think we'll be just as good, if not better.
Yeah, I think if we had like more kids, like even if they're not like super good, just like just to fill the weights.
Mhm.
That'd,
Just having a
Yeah.
lot of kids in the room. I mean, it makes it a lot more interesting. A lot
Yeah.
more. I mean,
Different looks for practice partners too.
yeah, and even practices
Yeah.
are more fun. You know.
kind of get a different
'Cause
feel
I
for
know
different people.
you guys could probably tell, but at the beginning of the season, when there's a lot of guys in there and there's a lot of energy built up, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's real fun.
Until like all of them quit.
Yeah. What do you think of practice? Do you like practice, or do you just prefer meets?
I like me
Like,
just
do you
because
li-
you
do you
don't have this. You don't have like the stress of like you have practice today and you have to like.
So you'd say
I would
you
like practice.
competing? You like competing or
I like
practicing more?
practice
You like practice guy?
Who do you like more?
I'd say I like practice just because, like, I guess the only way I can compare it is it's like an art, you know, in a way.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're making new moves and stuff, and you're kind of
Yeah.
like experimenting. Yeah, it's
I
like
would
an art,
actually
and you
let me
like perfect it.
Let me rephrase this. I like practicing with other different schools because it's a different coach,
Yeah.
different routine, so we're not doing the same things every day. Different, practice
It's
partners.
just like all in all different.
Yeah,
vibe,
different, and then-
type of energy.
I mean, sometimes I'm better, but
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
I did like those. Those practices were really fun.
Yeah, they were really fun.
You just kind of like
Those-
get a feel with different people.
Exactly. And I feel like, I don't know, I take more in when
Yeah.
there's more coaches there. Like, for example, like this year
They have like
in our
a
room,
ton.
we had like 3 or 4 maybe.
yeah.
And like,
And some
you
of 'em are-
combine that with Notre Dame's coaching staff or whatever, and
Yeah.
there's like 10 high-end coaches in there. And
Yeah.
A ton.
yeah.
They're good coaches.
And
They know what they're doing.
and
They know what
got
they
a lot
talk
of
about.
guys. Yeah.
Like they have their experience too. They're not like
First year coming in out of college or
Yeah.
something like that. They've all.
Just like
They've all seen
in
it.
our room. I mean, Cheery and Swaff and Richard, and
Yeah.
they're all old, and I'd say together they got 150 years of experience.
Something like that.
probably.
Combine that with Notre Dame, that's pushing
Yeah.
300.
With
Pretty
Clean
much.
and Damon,
And they're all-
Siegel.
Yeah,
Siegel.
I mean, they're all Hall of Fame coaches, you know, like Siegel and
Yeah.
Cheery and
Yeah. It was what do you think like the coaches will be looking for? It'll be after. It'll be when you're gone. But like
oh
the
yeah,
coaches, that'll be I think a little bit problem.
yeah, there'll be a talk. People will be talking about that, but it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. I think either way, I think for the youth, you know, the wrestling program's in good hands either way. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
like even with the kids coming up,
yeah, I mean,
there's a lot of
there was a lot of talk.
there's a lot of
that-
really
there was a lot of
talented
talk
kids.
that, like, when all of us left, you know, the program would go to crap. But I think
Yeah, I
if
think
anything,
it'll
it's
actually
gonna be just as
pretty
good, if not better. I mean,
Yeah, I mean there'll be a lot more kids like
oh yeah, a lot more than, like, the numbers. You know, I think
if they stick with it.
I think they'll keep the culture going.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah.
back and
It will be fun to watch. I think. Come back and see like there's a couple kids who like a couple kids want to stay this year for
little kids.
little kids. Yeah.
I was working the little kids tournament
Yeah.
this weekend, and it was fun seeing, you know, on the jumbotron or on the computers, you know, New London Wrestling or
Yeah.
Tiger Wrestling. That was pretty cool. You know, I wasn't expecting as many kids. You know, like everywhere you'd look, there'd be at least
There's a
one New
ton
London kid.
like
Yeah.
What mat were you guys on?
Well, we were on mat 8 the first day and mat 3.
Mat 8. Weren't there like 15 mats?
Yeah, there was a lot more mats than there was
Well,
at high
they're
school state.
smaller.
Yeah, it was.
I think they cut them in half or
Or no, they do that for really little kids, but they didn't do that this year. Like this tournament, I don't think they do that this tournament.
Well, they probably didn't bring down all the bleachers or the stands.
No, they didn't have as many bleachers, but there was a lot more mats, and it
Yeah.
was wild.
There were like a lot of. I heard there were like a lot of like parents there and like people.
Oh,
like,
a lot of parents.
Mat side.
Yeah, you've got your crazy parents too.
Oh, yeah,
we
I'm sure.
had an encounter where a kid got like knocked unconscious or whatever, and parent jumped the barrier and got in the ref's face, and
Really?
it was
Was it on your mat?
Yeah, I mean, we'd be getting tired and bored, wanting to go home, working all day, and then something interesting like that would happen, and we were just all of a sudden entertained and woken up, you know.
Yeah, kind of just like getting back into it,
Yeah.
kind of like feeling it again.
Mhm.
How did some of the newer wrestlers do?
I
I saw that. I knew they did pretty good.
I know a couple placed. I watched a few matches, and I mean, they all looked good up there. Like,
Yeah. Did you have anyone on at your mat?
No, unfortunately, we didn't have any New England wrestlers on the mat, on our mat at least. But we had one. I think we had a couple right next to our mat, so you
Yeah.
know, I'd catch myself, zoning out, watching their match instead of
Yeah.
working the clock or whatever. And so it's pretty cool to see.
Were there like a lot more kids there than like state, like
Uh,
actual wrestlers?
I'd say there's a lot more wrestlers because they have an A division, B division, C division.
Yeah, and they have a
And,
lot more weight classes.
Yeah, and I know at districts they take the top 4, and high school only takes the top 2. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be a lot more numbers, but fan-wise, I'd say there wasn't as much fans.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more wrestlers, a lot more coaches on the floor.
Like videos, it seems like there was
Yeah,
quite a few fans too.
Because fans are allowed to be on the floor too. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's chaotic, it's crowded, it's
Kind of like get back and forth.
it's hard to get around when
Oh,
it's jammed.
You guys stay in the same hotel?
No, we didn't. We stayed. It was by the hotel we stayed at for high school stay, and I don't think there was nobody in there, but
No.
there wasn't much downtime. We were
No.
at the hotel for I'd say 2 hours. We got home at like 10:30, or at the hotel at like 10:30.
Yeah.
Hang out, go to sleep, wake up at 6. Do the same thing all over again. So.
Yeah. How are the days like really long?
Oh yeah, so long. I know the first day we started at I'd say 7, and we ended at like 9:30 at night, and went home, and went back the next day. I think we started at 8 to like I want to say 8 at night, or 7:30ish. But yeah, I mean they're long days, but just being around the sport, I mean it's always fun.
Was it a two or 3 day?
It was 2 day, yeah.
It was 2. Because I know some people left Friday.
Yeah. I think weigh-ins were Friday, and
Oh,
then
that's right, they were.
wrestled Saturday, and then Sunday.
Yeah.
A lot more matches than one day
sure
than
there
high
were.
school.
Like were there like hundreds of wrestlers?
Oh yeah, easily.
well, I mean,
Couple
there's
hundred.
more weights and their brackets are basically double the size. So
Yeah, I remember like I was looking at a bracket and they're huge.
It's enormous. Yeah, I remember when I was in AAU. The size of the brackets, like you were talking 64-man brackets, and I know in high school it's like 16.
Yeah.
So it's-
Yeah.
fourth the size.
yeah, you're wrestling like I'd say 5 matches a day, rather than in high school you wrestle 2 at most,
2
Yeah.
at most, yeah.
and you get a 4-hour break.
4-hour break.
So
I think that'd be really tough on like
yeah, I think it's tough on their bodies, but the periods, they're not as long.
I guess,
for,
yeah,
for
they're
like kids,
1,
they're
1, 1, right?
1, 130, 130, 130. For us, it's what 3,
2,
2, 2, 2.
in college it's what 2
I think in college it's 3, 2, 2.
3,
yeah.
2, 2.
So like, I knew there was 1-3 in there.
Mm-hmm.
How long were you guys like watching? You guys like were actually watching the matches like
It depends, what job you're working. I mean, obviously we're gonna watch the matches and stuff, but like from working like the table, the clock, working track, giving out ankle bands, bobbing and stuff.
yeah.
You can't always watch the matches and like watch the matches you want. You're focused on your job because you stop paying attention, zone out for like 1 second. Next thing you know, time's out and you
Time's
gotta
out
go.
and you gotta go up and get them.
Yeah.
Were you sore like standing up at the end of the day?
I
Like
think I was most sore sitting down, my legs and my lower back. And, my eyelids were heavy because all the lights, and it was just, it was a fun experience, but I don't know if I'd want to do it again.
no.
Yeah.
Was it like would you want to do it again?
I'd say,
Like if you
it,
if you got called up to do it again, would you?
I think I'd take it. I think I would. It sucked, and I don't, right now I say I don't think I would, but I think come to it, I think I probably would.
You would.
Probably take it.
Yeah, you just kind of like still in the wrestling mode
yeah,
after.
Yeah, after watching it all day, being around it all weekend, I want to get out and compete again. It's fun.
Are you doing summer league or summer?
Summer. Yeah, we'll be pretty active this summer. You know, me and my brother, and I'm sure you will too. And probably like there's tournaments coming up and stuff, and yeah, we'll be real active. And hoping
Yeah.
to have a pretty big summer then.
Yeah. So what are your like predictions for next year?
Predictions. What would you say we take 5 or 6 up to state?
Next year,
Oh.
5
it
or
all
6.
depends who's coming out.
All depends. I mean, my prediction would be 5 or 6 up to state.
I'm thinking 3 or 4 or more.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking, the team race will get like what, 6th, 5th. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, individually, predicting should have a pretty good turnout.
Yeah.
Should win.
Did you have which ones were seniors? Was that
Yeah. The kid I got beat by in the semis was a senior. The kid that won was a junior.
he is?
So yeah.
So you could see him next year.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully. I think I match up good against him. I think it's gonna be a good match, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. That's it for the New England 30-minute podcast. Thank